Hello guys, welcome back to my space. Welcome back to this, will I say, YouTube channel. Now I've not been here, but I said I want to do a video version of what I want to say. Yes, it is really important. So I my boss this morning was asking me, write a document on what you have gained working in Crimsonbow Sickle Cell Initiative that you are going to implement in your own organization in I Touch Africa. And I'm like, okay, yes, I have learned. Working in Crimsonbow has been transformative, eye-opening, like from clueless to insightful, from confused to I have direction, honestly. So, and I want to go back to 2022 before I came to Crimsonbow, or before my pre-Crimsonbow journey. So I started advocating for sickle cell in 2020. I didn't know so much about volunteering. I didn't know so much about the non-profit space, the social impact space, or being a change maker. The only thing I had advocating for sickle cell was passion, pure passion, undiluted passion. And in 2022, when I finished school, I knew passion alone cannot take me anywhere. So I started paying for course. That 2022, I had a lot of time on my hands. So that period, I would apply to different organizations, different global opportunities. I'll get rejection mails, serious rejection mails. I knew that I didn't have enough knowledge to even get all these things. I did not even understand what I was doing as a social impact leader. I shall know that I was advocating. I just have passion to change the sickle cell narrative, to help people with sickle cell. But the skills I did not have. I didn't learn all these skills in school. In fact, I was just awakening to this part when I was almost leaving school. So it was so strange. But then my passion was enough to make my boss recognize me online when I went to go and advocate in a school. And I did a small banner and I put Project Unification. Project Unification was the name of their sickle cell advocacy project. She said that she didn't know that people would like to copy the name and all that. I said in my mind, this is a very brilliant name, Project Gene Education. Gene Education. It's super. This is brilliant. Where did this wisdom come from? That was what I was saying in my mind. So I realized that I could no longer be using the name, but I've given her an impression about me. So I used to follow Crimsonbow back to back, like on social media. I knew what they were up to, how they were, like what they were just up to, but distance was really the thing that I could not really come physically close. So moving on to okay, yes, in that 2022 I was paying for courses. Just say you have information, you are a social, you have, I bought a book like 5k. I think that the book have answers to all my questions. By the time I bought that book, I was so pained. I was pained, like this book did not answer the many questions in my heart. I would listen to people. I would take as many free courses I can that I see available. But some of this information were not broken down to my level. I will still read them and just get few understanding, but it was not really there. So moving forward to January, when I wanted to get posted to NYSC, I got a posting. I got posted to Crimsonbow. Let me cut long story of NYSC. So I got posted to Crimsonbow, and initially they will say write letter. I'll be looking. What will I write? What am I writing? She will say look at samples of what we have written before. I'll look at the samples. It was still a little bit hard and difficult, but then I started learning fast on the job. I started learning fast on the job. Right now, I can write sponsorship letter, I can write partnership letter, I can write just any letter. Just say write a letter to this, requesting for this. Just tell me write the letter. Before I could not send proper email. Right now I can do that. Before I do not have clarity if running an NGO is a career path. Right now, very obvious. They don't need to tell me with mouth again. I have seen, my eyes have seen, I've drawn my conclusion. And before I didn't know, like when they know there are some blogs I used to read, or people's caption and Instagram messages that they post. They say before you start solving a social problem, you should identify your sources of income and all that. That is big English. Somebody that is young and passionate with no exposure, how do you want the person to start imagining source of income to solve sickle cell problem? I feel that should be broken down into simpler units. But when I started working with Crimsonbow, I saw there are different means of attracting income to the organization to keep projects running. I saw the essence of defining your project. So normally I used to be like, oh, I'm a sickle cell advocate. You're a sickle cell advocate. So how do you now solve the sickle cell problem? What differentiates you from organization A and organization B? I learned that. They did all these things. They didn't tell me is over time as I'm working, I'm seeing that okay, this is why this is done this way. So I saw the importance of specifying your project. Project A, there are different problems compacted in the sickle cell in tackling the sickle cell problem. So how do you solve problem one? Okay, advocacy, project education. People that do not sickle cell people that cannot afford the medication, we call that project treat a warrior. We call project empower a warrior to caution the we call it project empower a warrior to caution the effect of economic hardship on sickle cell people. All these things make sense when you are talking to people that you advocate. You can list projects that you are doing to solve the sickle cell issue, not just I'm a sickle cell advocate. So I learned that too, that I have to specify my project. I also learned metrics also. Yes, I took a course some time ago, and they will say measure your impact. How am I measuring impact? What do you mean by measure impact? I talk to people about sickle cell, you say measure impact. How now? And I was able to see, okay, this is how they measure their metrics. This is how she writes her story and put everything together. A lot of things, started making a lot of sense. It has been transformational. Honestly, I know that this is still my lag phase in my growth curve. I have not started climbing my exponential stage, and I pray that in my growth curve I never get to stationary stage. Very soon we will soon start seeing exponential doings. So but it has been a great deal of experience working under pressure. Working under pressure. Even from Crimsonbow, my project end sickle cell, I could have that confidence that I can do it. I can do an NYSC CDS project. I can do it. This is how they write their letters. This is how I can write my own. This is how I can name the project. All these things I didn't know them before. And then working with Crimsonbow has given me a voice, a leverage. So by 2022 me, I can't say I've done something before. I always say I am an advocate. I do go to school to talk. Now I can say, oh, I'm the communications personnel of Crimsonbow. I have 1 year experience working with a not working for myself, not doing it as I like. Do you understand? This is being put under training, put under somebody that can caution my work, that can say no, do it this way, do it the way I want it, this is how it's supposed to be done. Working with Crimsonbow has given me that leverage, that understanding, has opened my eye to, okay, how can I be a better leader, how can I be a better employer, what are the things I should I can implement better. You know, it's been 1 year of transformation. Then I would like to say this, that when it information in the social impact space is kind of limited, unlike we have in the business world where there's a lot of tips about business, people are sharing information left, right and center. There's a lot of free and quality now, let me not just say free and quality information about business, entrepreneurship. But when it comes to the social entrepreneurship, social impact, or being a change maker, the information is not entirely free. It's actually hard to get. You must have gotten to some place before you can actually get information to things. There are a lot of great organizations training people, they train limited people, and I feel like it's not good. I don't know if they see it. You have to pay maybe dollars, you have to pay a lot of money to get information in the social impact space, and I still trying to figure it out why. Now let me take an example from Tony Elumelu Foundation. Tony Elumelu Foundation train entrepreneurs. In fact, train people, let me not say entrepreneurs, other entrepreneurs. So whether if you like be doing business correctly or not, you want to apply for their grant, you get the training free, then come and compete for grants. But for the social impact space, the training is hard. The training is hard to get, to access, talk less of now coming to apply for grants. So I feel like the education should not be restricted. Maybe in the social impact space, we have to reconstruct the way we look at spreading information. Honestly, we have to look at how we educate people. I see a lot of organizations say, write in 20 words what project you have done. Like, seriously, the people that are actually getting it are people that have struggled their way. They have struggled their way to get to that point, to answer your question, to come for your training. Why don't you give the people that lack knowledge but have passion to get this thing done, to see what they can do? Well, I want to say thank you for listening. I want to say thank you to Crimsonbow. Thank you to my friends that have been with me. They have been in my inner circle and cheering me all the way. My parents, my sister,